I don't think it's unusual for a line or two to be shouted out. Heck, I was shouting out lines last night, but they were certainly in support of President Trump. And for him to go and shake his pimp cane at President Trump was absolutely abhorrent. And it's showing even with Democrat voters.
So shaking his pimp cane. It got a laugh from me that night.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Lauren Boebert thinks she's some kind of a bad girl, but the only thing that she's actually bad at is her job.
Well, you sent me this picture. I guess really I don't even need a comment from you because that says it all. But I might as well ask you for your response to this censure.
Yeah, so that is the outfit of choice if the censure comes to fruition. And Grant, I stand by it. I have never seen Al Green actually use his cane as a support to walk. I have seen him shake it for years, all throughout the Capitol during any meeting that I've ever been present with him in.
Let's be real. This is a joke to them. They're out here letting Boebert run her mouth, throw out every low-rent insult she can muster, and pretend she's just too real for Washington. But here's the truth. Lauren Boebert isn't some fearless fighter. She's a coward. The same week she mocked Representative Al Green for standing up to Trump, she skipped out on facing her own voters. Her office set up mobile town hall, then bailed. Even her own staff refused to show up because they didn't want to take the heat for her latest shenanigans. Now, voters in her district are talking about replacing her with a cardboard cutout because a flat piece of paper is more present and accountable than she is. Meanwhile, Stinchfield is over here playing Boebert's hype man like he's some bootleg WWE announcer.
I want to read from you. This is from a move to censure you in the United States Congress from Representative Houlihan. Whereas on March 7th, 2025, during an interview with Real America's Voice News, Representative Lauren Boebert of Colorado said for him to go and shake his pimp cane.
That gold-plated cane isn't a pimp cane. I don't know what is, but maybe hula hoo is really the racist here. Are only blacks pimps? Is that what I'm hearing? Are there no cisgendered white pimps in America? Listen, it was a little slide to his cane and his gesture, his cane that was wielded at the President of the United States. And you know what? If she wants to censure me over it, go ahead and try, girlfriend. I have the American people who will show up, who will donate, and who will reelect me.
Hell, Boebert and Marsha Trainwreck Green scream like rabid possums at every Biden speech. But Al Green waves his cane and suddenly it's a scandal. And let's talk about that cane. Boebert sees a senior citizen using a gold-handled cane, and somehow her mind goes straight to pimps. It says a lot more about her than it does about Al Green. Boebert, you don't get to talk about class while you're out here publicly learning to drive a stick shift in a taxpayer-funded theater. And then she tries to flip it, asking if only black people can be pimps, as if that's the real issue here. No, Lauren, the issue is you're the one who's brought up pimps in the first place. You're the one making Al Green's cane into a joke instead of respecting a man who's done more for his constituents in a week than you've done in your entire political career. She wants to run her mouth about what's trashy. Let's talk about trashy. She barely survived an election in District 3, so she ran to District 4, lied her way through the primaries, and ignored the ranchers and cattlemen to go straight for the oil money. Now her own district can't even get a damn meeting with her. She set up mobile office hours, then ran away from her own constituents like a shoplifter in a Walmart parking lot. And her staff? They bailed too. Hell, a cardboard cutout would do a better job than she does. At least it wouldn't run and hide. Lauren Boebert isn't a bad girl. She's just bad at her job. And it's all part of the playbook. The GOP can't run on results because they don't have any. So instead, they feed their base a steady diet of manufactured outrage. Step 1, find a minor event and turn it into a national crisis. Al Green protests Donald Trump's speech. That's not a lawmaker standing up for his district. That's a scandal. Step 2, get someone like Boebert to say something blatantly offensive, something racist, something ignorant, something so trashy that it gets everyone talking. Step 3, flood right-wing media with the controversy, acting like she's the real victim while keeping their audience too busy laughing at pimp cane jokes to realize the GOP is gutting their paychecks, their benefits, and their health care. And that's exactly what's happening here. While Boebert is making a fool of herself on TV, the GOP is busy cutting social programs, pushing corporate handouts, and making sure billionaires never have to pay their fair share. And they need need people like Boebert, because without her stupidity clogging up the airwaves, their voters might actually start paying attention to the fact that their party is the one that's screwing them over. That's the real scam here. Boebert is a useful idiot, loud enough to keep the base entertained. Lauren Boebert isn't even calling the shots. She's just another low-rent foot soldier in the GOP's distraction brigade. She isn't out there standing on her own. She's being propped up by people like Speaker Mike Johnson, who spent the week gaslighting America, pretending like the House chaos was all the Democrats' fault. The man literally stood in front of cameras and claimed that Democrats were flailing and cursing while his own party was eating itself alive. Then, as the cherry on top, he made Al Green the villain for standing up and calling out the nonsense. And Boebert, she played her part perfectly. Instead of doing her damn job, she ran to Real America's Voice to drop a racist joke about Al Green's cane, knowing full well that her audience would eat it up. She turned an 80-year-old man using a mobility aid into a punchline while she's out there stumbling through life like an out-of-work Real Housewives extra. She'll go on TV to whine about being censored, but when it's time to meet the people she supposedly represents, she ghosts them. And now, the people who actually live there are sick of her already. Because what has she done for them? And the answer is nothing. She votes against veterans. She votes against disaster relief. She votes against economic aid for the people who actually need it. But somehow, she always has time to pop up on right-wing media to perform like some white trash version of Shania Twain. And that's why a cardboard cutout is doing a better job than she is. A cutout wouldn't duck town halls. A cutout wouldn't vote against its own district's interests. A cutout wouldn't go on national TV just to make racist jokes and embarrass the people it represents. And here's the real kicker. That cardboard cutout is already more accountable than Lauren Boebert will ever be. And that's a fact. She spent her whole career trying to turn Congress into a trashy reality show. But now she's running out of episodes. And she knows it. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.